Hey guys, let's talk about the risk involved in investing at Migrating Culture Crossing when I return on the McNeal Be Free Show.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Hey guys, welcome. You've just discovered the Eric McNeal Be Free Show, where it's all about being financially independent, responsible for self, enjoying life, and empowering others free. So I'm actually driving up to the site. I have an appointment this morning at the site, so I'm driving up here. And I just wanted to make a quick video about the risk involved, because every now and then I hear somebody say, that's risky to pay your money up front and to buy a home in migrating culture, and it's going to take you 3 years to get your home. You know, that's risky. That's just risky. And I had a conversation with somebody on my Facebook page who told me that, she wouldn't do it because, it's too risky. But let's talk about this, that first of all, it's not compulsory that you do, that they pay all of their monies up front. That was only part of the half-price home promo. But if the person wanted to pay full price, then they only pay a 30% deposit, and then they pay another 30% when we get the walls up, and then they pay another 30% when we get the roof on. They pay the final 10% when we complete the home, and that's a 2-year process. But what's the difference? The difference is that if you pay everything up front, you save 50% risk versus reward. That's how it works, guys. There is always a risk when you're investing. There's always a risk. But it's up to you to evaluate the risk. And there's always a risk versus reward. When you invest in anything, you invest in the stock market, right? You invest in bonds. When you loan money to a friend, there's a risk. Risk in everything. It's up to you to evaluate the risk. When you come into this world, when you're born, you're going to be faced with plenty of risk, guys. You go to school, decide where you're going to go to college, it's a risk. Decide who you're going to get married to, you're taking a risk. Decide where you're going to work at, you're taking a risk. But there's a risk versus rewards. And you have to be diligent enough to study the risk and determine if it's worth it. So do we take risk at Migrating Culture Crossing? Yeah, we take risk. Our risks are very calculated. We just don't take blind risk, is what I'm saying, is that our risks are calculated. And so when you decide whether you going to invest in a home with us, then it should be a calculated risk for you, right? Because when you leave your money in the bank, is that not a risk that you're taking, right? Is that risk, to me, outweighs putting your money with us and saying, I'm going to have Migrating Culture Limited Company build me a home, versus leaving my money in the bank over the next 3 to 5 years, right? Because you're definitely taking a risk by doing that. Look at the rate of inflation. Look at the rate of inflation, guys. You have $100,000 in the bank, even if the bank doesn't go out of business, even if your money not going to be worth, your $100,000 not going to be worth $100,000 in 3 years. I bet you that. And what we're saying is that, okay, we had an offer on the table that you pay half of the price and you're going to get your home within 3 years. So which is the biggest risk at that point? Look at our track record in terms of building. Brandon has been building here in Ghana custom homes and for 15 years or so, 15, 16 years. And nobody's ever said, hey, he's just disappeared with their money and he didn't do what he said he was going to do. So, you have to just look at the risk that you're willing to take here and determine whether it's worth the effort. But everything in life is a risk, guys. Don't think you're going to invest and not have a risk. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work like that. Risk versus reward. Where there's greater risk, there's greater potential for reward. And that's just how it is. Anytime you go to buy something, you're just taking a risk today. And I just tell you to do your due diligence and make sure that the people you're doing business with are trustworthy people. That's what it boils down to. Make sure that these people are trustworthy. Make sure that the company is trustworthy. Because anybody today can take your money and disappear and run away with it. And I'm sorry, that's just the world in which we live. People are unscrupulous. People will do whatever. But to us, we're looking again to leave a legacy here. So, we're not trying to run away with somebody's money. Because, do the numbers, guys. We believe that our business model is $1 billion business model. I'm not trying to disappear with $1 million when I'm sitting on $1 billion business model. Just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, guys. So, So again, I've said it in the past. I said the question that you need to be asking yourself is not if these guys will run away with my money, but is rather one of are these guys smart enough to execute what they're trying to do? That's the big question that you should be asking yourself, because we're definitely not going anywhere. So it's a matter of are these guys smart enough to execute and do what they say they're going to do? I'm trying to dodge these potholes. I'm coming into an area on the road where it's just potholes, just like everywhere. And as quick as they fix the roads, the potholes are back. I know they must have retarded this road within the last year, and the potholes are already back. So they're not doing a great job on these roads. But anyway, where was I? So it's just, everything is a risk, guys. Life is a risk. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. There's no for sure thing. So, you're not going to have 100% certainty. But what I'm telling you is that I think the risk involved in us is less than the risk of leaving your money in the bank. I think the risk involved with us is much, much greater, is much, much less than, let's say, you trying to come here and build yourself, right? I think that is one of the biggest risks that you can take at this point. Is like, hey, I'm coming to Ghana. I'm going to try and build my own home. Now, you're talking about something risky. That's risky. I hate to tell you that, but that's about the biggest risk that you can take. So, at any rate, I just wanted to come on here real quick with, and talk about, the risk, the potential risk, and going with migrating culture and investing in, buying a property at Migrating Culture Crossing. If you like what we're talking about, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, give me your feedback, let me know what's on your mind, and if you haven't already done so, go ahead, hit our website, www.migratingculturecrossing.com. Check out our homes, our home prices, floor plans, frequently asked questions, everything imaginable on our website. And you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/McNeal. As always, Ooorahhh.